Celtics free agency update, Ben Simmons decision looms. Is Boston a good fit? In a surprising twist this offseason, the Boston Celtics have found themselves empty-handed after high-profile free agent targets Damian Lillard and Marcus Smart chose other teams. Lillard opted to stay with the Portland Trail Blazers, while Smart made a surprising move to the Los Angeles Lakers. This has prompted the Celtics to consider a familiar, albeit controversial face: Ben Simmons. Simmons, once a rising star with the Philadelphia 76ers, has been the subject of much speculation on the free agent market. Despite not living up to the lofty expectations set early in his career, which included 3 All-Star selections and the 2018 Rookie of the Year award, Simmons still possesses valuable skills that could benefit a playoff contending team. According to recent reports from ESPN's Brian Windhorst, Simmons is on the verge of making a decision. I'm told he's probably going to make a choice in the next week. Kings, Suns, Knicks, and Celtics have all been connected to him, Windhorst stated. Last season, Simmons split time between the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers, averaging modest numbers of 5 points, 5.6 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game. However, his defensive prowess and playmaking abilities remain intact, making him an attractive option for teams in need of a versatile guard. For the Celtics, who recently traded away Drew Holiday, Simmons could fill a crucial role as a defensive stopper and secondary playmaker alongside Garrick White. This move could be seen as a strategic gamble, especially considering the Celtics' current gap year outlook for the upcoming season. But here's where it gets controversial. Simmons' fit with the Celtics' current roster and culture is far from guaranteed. His past issues with team chemistry and leadership have been well documented, raising questions about how he would mesh with Boston's young core. And this is the part most people miss. The Celtics are not the only team vying for Simmons' signature. The Sacramento Kings, Phoenix Suns, and New York Knicks are all in the mix, making the competition fierce. As the Celtics navigate this challenging free agency period, the decision to pursue Simmons could define their season. Will he be the missing piece that helps the team rebuild, or will he become another high-profile misstep? Only time will tell. What do you think? Should the Celtics take a chance on Ben Simmons? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Boston Celtics free agent target: Ben Simmons decision imminent. Imagine the thrill of waiting to find out who the Boston Celtics will land as their next star player. But here's where it gets really interesting. Reports suggest that former Clippers reserve Ben Simmons could be making his decision about his future within the next week. This development is particularly intriguing given the Celtics' recent roster changes and the opportunities they present. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, Simmons is expected to choose his next destination in the coming days. He's reportedly been linked to several teams, including the Kings, Knicks, Suns, and yes, the Celtics. Windhorst shared this insight on his Threads post, sparking excitement among basketball fans across the board. This news comes just days after Mark Stein confirmed that the Celtics have indeed shown interest in Simmons since free agency opened on June 30th. Simmons had a challenging season with the Nets and Clippers, where his playing time decreased significantly during the playoffs. Despite averaging 5.0 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists in the regular season, his impact dwindled in the postseason, averaging just 0.8 points per game in 5 playoff appearances. At 29 years old, Simmons faces a pivotal decision regarding his career trajectory. While the Celtics can only offer a veteran's minimum exception, they provide a unique opportunity due to their extensive roster shakeup this offseason. With Jason Tatum sidelined indefinitely due to an Achilles tear and several key players departing, Simmons can secure significant playing time under head coach Joe Mazzulla. This could be the perfect chance for Simmons to reinvigorate his career after facing setbacks from injuries and subpar offensive performances. On the flip side, the Knicks might offer a better chance at immediate success, given their current roster. However, the level of opportunity for Simmons would likely be capped by the established talent in their starting lineup. Meanwhile, the Suns represent a wildcard option, potentially providing both playing time and financial incentives. after waiving and stretching Bradley Beal, which freed up their mid-level exception. Currently, the Celtics boast a full 15-man roster, but retain flexibility to add more players before training camp. They continue to explore roster adjustments, with Anthony Simons and Georges Niang being considered as trade possibilities. As we eagerly await Simmons' decision, one thing remains clear. This move could significantly shape the Celtics season and future prospects. Will Simmons see the Celtic as his best bet for a comeback? Only time will tell. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Ben Simmons to Celtics. The worst free agency move ever? Imagine the drama unfolding in the NBA world. A star player like Ben Simmons, once a top pick, now facing skepticism from fans and analysts alike as teams circle him in free agency. The Boston Celtics are eyeing him, but not everyone's on board with this potential move, and it's stirring up quite the debate. Let's dive into why one writer is passionately urging the Celtics to pump the brakes on this idea. It all started when reliable NBA insider Mark Stein dropped the news that the Celtics have their sights set on Simmons. This revelation set off a chain reaction in the media, with opinions flying left and right. Enter Jack Simone from Fansided, who didn't hold back during his appearance on the Kevin O'Connor show. He's basically saying, hey Celtics, stick with what you've got. Focus on developing your younger players instead of meddling in the chaotic world of free agency signings. Cooking here isn't about whipping up a meal. It's a slang term for overcomplicating things or making risky moves that might not pan out. Simone suggests that if the team wants to add depth, they should look for other up-and-coming talents rather than banking on Simmons, who at 29 might not be the fix they need. Now, to make this clearer for anyone new to basketball lingo, Simmons has always been a puzzle. He's got incredible defensive skills. He can guard multiple positions and switch seamlessly, which is a huge asset in today's fast-paced game. But the big issue? He's often reluctant to step into the roles that could really help his team win. For example, think about how a player like Draymond Green thrives by being a connective piece, facilitating plays and defending at a high level without needing to score tons of points. Simmons could potentially fill a similar spot, but according to Simone, that's not how Simmons sees his own career. Best case scenario, Simone points out, Simmons becomes this solid link in the chain, allowing for flexible lineups where he can switch defenses and make smart passes. But on the flip side, the worst outcome could be messy. The Celtics sign him to a minimum contract, barely use him, and end up cutting him loose at the trade deadline. It's a gamble that might not pay off. And this is the part most people miss. While Simone envisions Simmons excelling as a center, a position where he could shine as one of the league's top passing big men and a defensive chameleon, Simmons himself doesn't seem interested in that path. It's like he's got his own vision of stardom that doesn't align with what teams need. Over the last 4 seasons, Simmons has only played in 108 regular season games, which is shockingly low for a player of his caliber. A lot of that stems from his time with the Philadelphia 76ers, where he was locked into a massive 5-year, $170 million contract. He got paid every penny, but that didn't translate to consistent play or motivation to adapt. Now that he's a free agent without a team, things might change. If the Celtics are serious, they're probably banking on the idea that they can persuade him to embrace a more team-oriented role. After all, if Simmons wants to resurrect his career and score another big payday, he'll have to listen to what his next coach is saying. But here's where it gets controversial. Some fans argue that Simmons still has untapped potential and could be a steal for a team like Boston, especially if they're patient with him. Others see him as a liability who's past his prime. What do you think? Could Simmons surprise everyone and become a key player? Or is this just a recipe for disappointment? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree with Simone or if you have a different take that could spark some lively discussion.